Last time on Knights of the Rolled Table, the weary heroes have battled their way through monster-infested waters, onto the deck of the Trident, through a magic mirror, into what seems to be a wrecked ship in the water plane. Now they've just beaten many Aquan enemies, and seemingly come to the entrance of Captain Dropov's inner sanctum. Will the party defeat their pirate foe, or will they meet a watery grave? Either way, it's time to find out.
So you're in this room, you've finished up these water elementals. There is one sort of watery doorway forward. Branch is a polar bear. You've got 8 giant frogs with you. It's probably a good time to check in with, like, how are everybody doing? What are people's, like, injury levels? And is there anything to be done about that?
We're not really in a place to take a short rest, are we?
Nope. But just kind of like gauging how injured people are, or...
Is everybody okay?
I could heal myself and I wouldn't hate it, but how are the rest of you?
Are we still underwater at this point?
This room filled up almost all of the way during the fight, but as soon as the last water elemental defeated, it started to kind of drain out. So,
Gotcha.
You're just now getting your feet back on the kind of the plank pathway that goes down the middle of this room.
Well, I'm just a little bit hurt, but I would survive until the next. I just try and stay in the back a little bit, I guess.
I'm at 50%, so.
Yeah, I have a whole 25 hit points left.
Branch gives you a polar bear thumbs up, except polar bears don't have thumbs.
XX is going to do a potion of healing.
I have my little, basically lay on hands. So I'm going to go ahead and throw 10 HP on myself. Soot was pretty banged up, you said?
I'll do cure wounds on Soot.
Oh, thank you. That would be great.
That's 5 points. It's not a lot, but
5 points. Okay. Well, I feel slightly better, so that's good.
I'm gonna give 10 points of healing then to Soot.
Oh, I'm actually, that was actually better. Now I'm only down 4, so.
I will give 4 points of healing to Soot.
I feel great.
6 more on myself.
all right. Well, we all feel a little bit better.
So you heal up, patch up slightly, patch up a few wounds, and just taking a couple minutes to catch your breath.
And while I'm healing, I'm going to sing, even though it's not necessary for me to do. I will sing, since I am healing you so you feel better. I won't kiss it because we are not at that point in our relationship, but I am healing you. Hope you feel better. I am kissing the air because it helps you to heal.
I do feel a little better, yeah.
Is this a new ability you learned in the Feywild?
Oh, this Mr. Stick gave me his abilities, so yes.
Right. Okay, well, I mean, I'm not going to argue with you, but...
She doesn't need to sing in order to heal, but nobody necessarily knows that, including her, because she's always done it. So they're like, might as well. It's like a superstition.
All right, well, thank you, Maya.
Guys, I can tell you that she's not lying. That stick thing is real, and it's real freaky. So this is very possible that this is out.
We don't know exactly what we're up against. We know that Droppov has some sort of diadem, and we need to get it off. That's the priority. Above all else, we need to get that thing off, take control of that Leviathan thing, and get out of here.
Okay, I'm ready.
Well, maybe we need some sort of strategy, like, do we have any diversion tactics? Do we have any...
I have been told on many occasions that I am very distracting.
Well, this is true.
Branch gestures at the 8 giant frogs.
And then the frog first, maybe? Right?
Can anyone turn invisible?
No, but I can do a silent image.
That's like the opposite of invisible. The anti-invisible. You're
Yeah.
creating more things.
I mean, I always feel like more is more.
I can't argue with that logic, I suppose.
We know what kind of damage that Droppov can do in a single blow. I mean, he took you out very quickly, Maya. So maybe if you create an image of XX Bloody Heart, and then the frogs go in first, and then while they're distracting him, maybe XX can go up and stab him from behind or something.
Okay.
I like that plan a lot.
Does that sound all right?
Are we just assuming that he's in the next room? Because he might not be.
I don't know. But it might as well be ready.
If he is not in there, then we consider it a dress rehearsal.
All right, so you heal up, strategize a little bit, and your the chamber you're in seems to be about kind of on the notion that this is an upside down ship that you're in. This seems to be kind of the center portion, so it's a reasonable guess that if the next room is commensurate size to the ones you've been in, that it's the last portion of this upside down ship.
Okay, I'm going to use Silent Image, and I'm going to make an XX Bloody Heart, and it looks almost identical to him, except for mine is smiling.
Oh, dead giveaway. Come on, Maya.
How many cloaks does it have on?
Rooting.
3.
All right.
We'll go in after the frogs. I'm going to be ready to cast Hunter's Mark on this guy as soon as I see him.
All right.
So Silent Image, happy XX, frogs, and then everyone else. Who was next?
Soot.
And Soot's going to cast Blindless.
All right.
I'll follow Soot.
Branch will go in whenever it makes sense for a giant polar bear to wander into that room.
I'd say after the frogs.
That's
Yeah.
what I was thinking. So I'll go
Yeah,
after the
probably
frog.
about right.
And I'm running right after the polar bear, sort of using it as cover.
All right. So we can reasonably say that once the polar bear's in, everybody kind of like
Yeah.
filters in behind the polar bear.
It's a polar bear-dering ram.
Hey.
Oh, no.
All right. So you pass through this watery door, and the room you are in definitely continues the kind of like rounded roof that looks like this would be the back of this upside down ship. So it would be kind of the below the captain's quarters area. And this room also has about a 10-foot wide plank going down the middle of it with water on either side that was only about 2 feet deep when the room wasn't filled with water in the previous room. And there is a big structure in the middle. It looks like it's pretty heavy looking like metal throne. And on that throne is casually sitting and kind of like lounging with his feet, with his legs hanging over the side, is Droppov.
Oh, he is definitely pulling off that look.
Watches you all walk in. He's got his ornate coat on and his boots, and he is wearing the crown, the diadem. Crossbow is at his side, and his sword is in its holster.
I'm imagining a very like David Bowie, like Goblin King kind of lounge
Vibe.
The vibe, yeah. So he kind of
Super
watches
good.
you filter in. Gravely can definitely cast Hunter's Mark. Watching you, he says, "Hello, I see you have arrived. You were not invited. Somewhat rude, but I suppose make yourself at home. Hello, Maya. Did I not assassinate you a few days ago?"
Yes, I was there, but then I came back.
I guess you didn't do a very good job.
It was pretty good. I was pretty dead.
Trying to intimidate him.
Oh, probably.
Well, you don't get them all. He's kind of watching you and eyeing you for as your group, you're on this like 10-foot plank, so you can only fan out too much. These frogs could fan out, so could the polar bear, actually.
What about my XX Bloody Heart 2.0?
Yeah, so I mean, as things move in, like what do you want to do? What do you want to position? How would you want that to go?
As the frogs enter the room, the polar bear kind of waves half of them one way and half of them the other way. And then I'll also, there's water all around, right? So I'll just jump in the water as well and try to get up with the left half.
So Droppov watches the frogs entourage come in, part ways for the polar bear. He's like,
Cue the
is
Benny
this
Hill theme
circus?
music.
Has the circus come to town? What is this? What am I looking at here?
We've got quite an operation here, and I don't think you should underestimate our power, because clearly we've got quite a few beings and beasts.
Do they do tricks? What is this?
I'm just going to give you one chance to give yourself up and give us the ship, and you can turn in. You're not going to win this. You've clearly underestimated us.
I want my XX Bloody Heart to like.
What?
That's like, the knockoff is like one letter off. Like he's like Bloody Heart.
Blighty heart.
XX Buddy Heart.
There it is.
There it is.
So XX Buddy Heart is gonna like start unsheathing daggers like menacingly while still grinning at Captain Dropoff.
Okay, so talking to Gravely, I think, all right, well, let's talk. What are your terms? What would you have to offer for my generous surrender here?
You can give us the diadem, and then leave, and never come back, and we won't kill you.
He tried to wipe out an entire town. Do we really think we should let him get away?
Real XX is gonna sneaky time around the side.
These terms are not so good so for me. I'm not hearing a lot of give in this deal. It does not sound good for me. I don't think I can agree to these terms.
How about we give you your life, and you turn yourself in?
Branch punctuates that with a very loud polar bearish roar.
We can take a lot more from you than you can take from us.
So XX, your path to getting around would be probably through water. Because this plank is kind of like the 10-foot path that goes right up to the throne is pretty right in front of him. So you'd have to get into the water on the sides and maybe swim around.
Behind the polar bear.
Yeah, use me as cover.
But if he's growling, I don't want that. Oh boy, I gotta get wet. I don't like wet.
Well, you can just hang out and brood or hide because there's another of you, and if he sees you,
yeah, I'll hide behind Tiburon.
Okay.
just wait. Yeah, just stay in his shadow.
Give me perception checks, everybody.
9.
11.
11.
8.
4.
22.
Nice.
There it is.
So as everybody else is chatting, Tiburon is kind of sizing up the room. And you notice up in the ceiling, there's several holes. It seems significant potentially that there are holes up there. And it's not a hole right out of the ship. It would be where it would be the bilge area where there's a hole in what you're looking at as the ceiling that would be the bottom of the boat. But then the actual bottom of the boat is beyond that. So there's kind of a empty chamber up above you.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Everyone, hold on. Look up there.
We look.
It's a hole.
Let's
I think
go
it's a
to
giant
there.
hole.
That whole thing.
What do you sense? Something up there.
Something's not right. I don't know what it might be, but
I'm not surprised.
I'm sensing foul play.
I'm sure he's got some defenses, and there's probably some other things, but we'll be ready.
Droppov on the throne picks up his crossbow and cocks it and stands up and takes aim at your group.
It's your last warning. Put it down.
You're making a mistake, Droppov.
I don't think so.
I don't like talking to this man.
Let's go ahead and roll initiative.
Ah!
Yes.
10.
9.
8.
Jeez.
Branch got 22. The frogs got 10.
Tiburon got 12.
Gravely got 12, too.
Uh-oh. All right, so we've rolled initiative, drop off. Y'all rolled fairly poorly except for Branch, so that could be a problem.
Can it? Can it, Zach? Can it?
It's up to you if it's a problem, Zach.
All right, well, you know what? I didn't thoroughly balance what's about to happen, so just keep that in mind. Do your
That's
best.
what I like to hear.
That could go either way, you guys.
Yeah,
I
that could be in favor
like
of us
it.
or terribly for us.
So Dropoff stands and levels his crossbow, and it kind of spooks all of you. He does it very, very quickly and manages to get the jump in the initiative on all of you. And he fires his crossbow, and he fires first at the polar bear. He rolls a 24.
Let me check. Yeah, that's gonna hit. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he's going to do 24 damage to the polar bear.
All right. The polar bear is still a polar bear, but is a bloody polar bear now.
Oh, the polar bear is also poisoned.
Oh, great.
Serpent venom. That's what it was called. A DC 11 Constitution saving throw for polar bear.
20.
All right, you are not poisoned.
Woo.
Just take the damage. It quickly reloads and turns. Turns to Tiburon, rolls a 27 on that attack.
Whew. It hits.
Fires, hits Tiburon. So make your Constitution saving throw as well.
18.
That'll pass.
Whew.
And he turns to take a final shot at Gravely. Tiburon.
How much damage did I take?
20.
Jeez.
20 HP, including some poison damage. Fires at Gravely. It's a 25 to hit Gravely.
It hits.
Make your Constitution saving throw.
Oh, that's a 22.
Ooh. All right, nobody is poisoned, but you will take 24 damage.
Jeez.
Tiburon, as you are kind of noting things, you just, well, actually, also as you get shot and having looked up at these holes, you have a sensation that you didn't get shot from the direction of Droppov. So Droppov, after firing these 3 bolts, dashes around at the back of this throne to take cover, and that is his turn. And it is Branch the polar bear's turn.
I'm going around that throne, and I'm going after Droppov. I assume swimming is the fast way to get there, but whatever makes the most sense.
Yeah, you're standing in water because it's only like 2 feet-ish deep. So you can surge forward, leap up right behind the throne. And when you get there, you don't see him. You don't see any figures. But as you get close enough to this throne, this like big metal structure kind of like jostles, and the whole metal throne drops down through the deck, and you hear another big like crunch. And actually, from Branch's perspective, because he's close enough, you actually see this throne like crash through another deck and open up a hole. And you're looking down at this throne falling down into like a deep, deep abyss of water. It seems like this ship that you're in is underwater, and below this ship goes way, way, way down deep. But you only really have a second to glance at that, because you hear a disturbing noise from down there, kind of a kind of noise, and
that.
A head moves out, and you get a view of this serpentine head. It's very large. It has many sharp teeth and glowing yellow eyes, and the head on this kind of like snake-like body looks at about the size that if it opened its mouth fully, it could probably swallow Gravely or Soot whole. And the rest of you see this head pop up and put its attention on Branch Polar Bear as you watch this thing drop down.
Uh-oh.
Branch, that's your movement, and it's your turn, and you've got this big snake thing eyeing you now.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack the giant serpent head.
All right.
So I will start with a bite at it. I rolled a 13 plus 7 is 20 to hit.
Hit.
Damage is 11 piercing.
All right, so you take a big bite out of the kind of the neck of this thing.
And then I'll claw him with my other attack. It's 21 to hit.
Hit.
And 9 slashing damage.
So you claw and swipe this thing, bite and swipe this thing successfully, and it kind of rears back a little bit.
So as a goblin, I have this thing called Nimble Escape that lets me take disengage or hide actions, but I'm currently a polar bear.
Yeah.
I assume that means I cannot do that, correct?
No.
Just looking at my options. Then I will stand there and growl at it very loudly.
Logically not, but if it was something intelligence or charisma or wisdom based, you might be.
Yeah, just wanted to double check, yeah. And I'll go, roar!
It's Gravely's turn.
All right, do I still see Droppov?
Nope, you were looking at Droppov. He dodged behind the throne, and then, well, you don't see anything, but you don't see Droppov now with the throne falling away and this snakehead emerging.
But I cast Hunter's Mark on Droppov, so do I sense... Is Droppov down the hole? Or I have a advantage on perception or survival checks to find him.
You're suddenly feeling that Droppov isn't on the deck. Suddenly, like, you don't have a feeling of Droppov in front of you. Suddenly you have a feeling of Droppov up above you somewhere.
Ah,
Now you're playing with portals.
cool. All right, but I don't see him.
You also, with that feeling of him being up there, you suddenly kind of have a feeling that, like, even though you had this weird sensation of being... that damage when you were hit by a crossbow bolt, it kind of came from above, even though you watched it come at you from the front. You're kind of thinking, like, you were actually shot from above at the same time as, like, this disappearing drop-off shot you from the front.
I yell out, XX, get your rings ready. And I'll, since I don't see him, I'm just gonna try to shoot this big snake thing.
Okay.
Do I see any way to get up to where the holes are? Ladder or something?
No, not really. There's just kind of like the sides of the ship, which are kind of like sloped, inverted, so it would be really hard to climb. You'd have to like be able to throw a rope up there or fly or hover or something. It'd be pretty tough if you didn't implement your own plan.
All right, I'll shoot the big snake monster.
All right, roll it.
Is it an elemental of some kind?
It is not.
All right, just checking. It's always worth finding out.
Is it a drow?
I know it's not a drow. It might have been an elemental. All right, that's going to be a 26
Hit.
to hit. 9 piercing damage. We'll do some lightning damage for this one.
All right.
I'll say shocking. And then second attack is going to be a 28.
So you do that first arrow attack and hit it with lightning and do that damage. So when you hit it with this lightning arrow, it like you hit it in the neck, the back of the neck, because it's not facing you, and the lightning surges around it, and it kind of like almost just like the whole thing kind of like singes, and it like falls to the side kind of limply, and it drops down.
Like hurt?
Like it kind of seems like it, yeah, like you took it out, that it died.
Like it fell back into the hole?
Yeah, it fell back down into the hole that the throne fell through.
Okay.
But when that happens, you hear... Except you're hearing multiple of them right now. So another one pops up looking in your direction, and then another, and then another, and a fourth one looking back at the polar bear. There's now 4 poking up and looking all around the room back at you. You have what? You have another... That was your first shot.
Yes.
Now there's more targets.
Great. Okay. Don't shoot it with lightning. Okay. I'm going to shoot it. So the other one hit.
The lightning hit it and took it out.
Right. And then the other arrow hit because I rolled like a 27.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Where do you want to aim for with that second arrow, though?
I'm going to aim at the head. Fire damage this time.
Well, there's 4 heads currently, so what?
One of the heads.
Okay.
I can only hit one.
Head looking at you.
So 18 damage, fire damage.
So one of these heads that pops up glaring at you takes this arrow of 18 damage, roars and rears back a little bit. It's still up and good, but looks quite injured. The fire kind of spreads over this one particular head.
I'll use my bonus action to dash fleet of foot, because I can do that now. And I'm going to get behind Maya.
Great
Chivalrous.
strategy there.
I'm small. I can hide behind people.
I mean, you can.
That's a choice.
It is the creature's turn, so these 4 heads, one of them is flaming slightly, rise up out of this hole. And what you see first is the 4 heads getting a lot longer, looking like very big, sharp-fanged snakes. And then you see the kind of like hanging stump of the 4th head that was defeated by lightning. And then as it crawls out, you see the body that all these 5 heads are all connected to one body. has like a large alligator-like body, but it's about twice the size of an alligator. And this thing,
How big is its mouth?
each mouth is about roughly gravely sized.
Oh, don't say that.
Could open wide and swallow a smaller creature. One head will attack Branch.
Bear Ranch.
9. Bear Ranch, yes.
That misses.
It's a 9, so it snaps at you and misses. Another head will snap at Silent Image XX Buddy Heart, probably, because it was closest.
Not
And
my buddy.
rolled a 19, so it snaps at this thing and crunches down over it and just gets nothing, just gets a mouthful of air. Rears back, confused. Another one will... Yeah, we didn't really establish where Gravely is. Gravely, it would definitely have its attention, but I don't know that Gravely is in range if you're standing back. So another one will attack a frog. 20 to hit.
That's going to hit.
Frog number 1.
Frog number 1? Okay, it's probably going to take it out then.
Tonight, Hydra versus Frog.
I would totally watch that.
Round 2, Hydra number 2 versus another frog.
Yeah, the frogs have an AC of 11, so yeah, that hits.
And it take it out. It's going to do 7 damage to that frog.
He's dead.
Piercing damage. It just like bites down on a frog and starts to like chomp down and swallow it, at which point, because it's not a real frog, it probably dissipates and that head looks annoyed too. Robbed of its meal. I think there's one more head, so that's going to attack Tiburon. 12.
Does not hit.
Trouble for this Hydra. Alright, so these 4 heads
Forehead.
make these 4 attacks. Haven't done too much damage, but then like the stump, the 5th head, where it was already shot and torn up, that head like falls off, and 2 more little heads pop up out of that stump. It now has 6 heads. One of them is slightly on fire, which it looks very, very like bothered by.
Aha.
This thing's slithering and snapping and snarling all over the place, and now it will be Tiburon's turn.
How close am I to the body of this thing?
About 10 feet now. It's crawled out of its hole. It's kind of standing like with its legs on multiple sides of this hole that it crawled out of, so it's still roughly in the position the throne was, with some about 10 feet of space in between you and it.
Got it. Is XX Bloody Heart still literally right behind me?
Yep.
Yep.
How much does he weigh?
XX Bloody Heart.
It's like a
Yeah.
personal question.
You can't just ask somebody how much they weigh.
Say what, about like 115? With or without cloaks?
Is he... He's not tossable.
No, he's like a regular person.
Got it.
Yeah.
Hey, anything's
I
tossable.
mean, he's a pretty skinny dude.
Untossable.
Well,
Tiburon, what do you want to do?
I guess I'm gonna go for the body.
Okay.
But I'm gonna yell out behind me while I lunge for the body. I just tell XX Bloody Heart, like, the roof! There's something going on with the roof! And then I just go stabbies on the body.
All right, roll some attacks.
Ooh, a 9.
That's gonna miss. You have so many more attacks to do.
It's true. Oh, much better. 21.
Hit.
Yeah.
12 damage.
Okay, so you're attacking kind of close to the base of the neck of one of these, and you slice into it, and you can do your offhand attack.
I shall. And that one is 18.
Hit.
And that one's just 4 damage.
Okay, so those 2 hits slash into the base of this thing, but as you move close to it, one of them takes a snap at you as well. It's an attack of opportunity. Oh, that's going to hit. 26.
Yeah.
So you will take 4 damage from that.
Ugh.
You're right at the heart of it. It's Maya's turn.
Hear me out. Real
Okay.
question. Like, if I got a running start and launched myself with, like, maybe, like, an acrobatics check or something of the like, could I fling myself into the mouth and down the throat of one of these heads?
With a running start, I don't know if that's going to matter. You could reasonably convince one to eat you, but you probably would have a pretty hard time leaping down its throat. Like, how far into it would you want to get? Not very far. You'd probably get bit.
Like, I
but you
mean,
could
we've all
try.
seen Hercules, right? Like,
Mhm.
like
I mean,
yeah.
Hercules was super strong and relatively invulnerable, so that would be
You want
important
a Tommy
in that
Lee
strategy.
Jones from Men in Black, this thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Eat me!
I mean, we realized that Hercules wasn't mythologically accurate, right? So
You can roll a wisdom save for more information about that, or you could
Yeah.
just try it, or we could wait a little bit.
I'm gonna do a wisdom save.
Okay.
That's a nat 20 plus 4. That's a 24.
Oh, you are very confident that if you
Nice.
tried that plan, as cool as it might be, you would be eaten.
Gravely,
Very likely torn in half before you could do anything
Gravely.
cool.
I thought about doing something stupid, but I'm not going to do it.
Okay, good to hear.
Good
Hey,
job,
hey,
Maya. That's
listen.
fantastic.
Maya, do you have any fire attacks?
Oh,
It doesn't like fire.
That would be
Pa-
great.
Pass it on.
So as Maya's contemplating things and staring at this thing, the one that was already on fire and burning and kind of like writhing around a little bit, Tiburon also hit kind of near the base of that, and that one just sort of like that head just kind of like blows up and still seems a little bit charred. So it currently has 5 heads. Still Maya's turn.
Okay, question. So Droppov is up top, but we don't have eyes on him, or what do I see up there? Like, where did he go?
If you glance up there, you just see like the several holes in the ceiling, but you really didn't necessarily perceive that Droppov is up there. It's Gravely that has that sense.
and just for
Tiburon that's noticeable.
clarification, when you say that there's holes in there, are they like holes that are cut in the deck, like intentional, or like holes like exploded roughly from the like a hole like it blew up or something?
They're definitely not like carved. It looks like more like smashed through kind of holes. Pretty big. A person could easily get through one if you were up there coming
Okay.
through.
Everything I wanted to do was like not working right.
Oh, the jump into the Hydra plan wasn't working? What else did you want to try?
What was Plan B?
When your plan A is that good, you don't need a plan B. Okay, you know what? We know that fire damage is working, but I want to see if psychic damage, like maybe I can just mentally mess with it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna use my dissonant whispers to
Ooh.
the Hydra, and I'm going to say, for all of those heads, you don't seem like you have a lot of brains. And it has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh,
Oh, I guess
okay.
it's a discordant melody, so I'm gonna sing that. For all of those heads, don't have much brains. And it's probably just about as out of tune as that was just now.
It is not wise, but it is lucky. It rolled a nat 20 on that wisdom
Wow.
save. So you don't have the sense that it was like deeply contemplative and really like finding inner insight. You just have a sense that it didn't quite work that time.
Cool. Well, way to take everything that's fun away from me.
It was a good try. It's a good idea.
Great
just
song.
I'm gonna be moping in the corner now, you guys. Go ahead. I'm done.
Delicate
That is my
flower.
turn.
You'll have another turn.
Will I, Zach, or am I gonna get one shot again?
That's a good concern, but it is the frog's turn. So what are 7 frogs gonna do?
7 frogs.
Your 7 brothers.
In a trench coat.
They're going to pretend to be a Hydra. No. The frogs will attack the Hydra with bites
Just roll twice.
twice. Okay.
One for the first one for the first 3, and the second one for the other 4.
All right. The 3 get 11 to hit,
Miss.
and the 4 have a 21 to hit.
Hit.
Okay. So,
So
attack
roll the 4 damage.
16 damage,
Okay.
and that's I don't know what that is.
Frog damage.
But piercing damage. It also says that the target is grappled,
When it gets bit by frogs?
and the target is grappled. Escape is DC 11.
Does it say anything about the creature size or anything?
It doesn't actually. It does. It has a swallow attack, and that one does, but it doesn't for bite.
Those some strong
Why
frogs.
would it be grappled by a bite? They're just like launching.
It's a wide mouth frog, like a big enough frog mouth.
Grappled is just means it can't move, and it's not really moving anywhere anyway.
So 4 of these frogs grab onto this thing and like don't let go when they chomp down, so they do damage, but are also attached to this Hydra. The Hydra is going to take opportunity attacks on a bunch of these frogs all over the place. Even the ones that miss, we're just going to say frog number 2, if you're tracking, going to be more than 20. What's the frog AC?
11.
All right. Hit on frog number 2, and it takes 10 damage. Hit on frog number 3, and it takes, we're just going to say 10 damage for each frog.
All right, that makes it easy for me.
Hit on frog number 4.
Okay.
It takes 10 damage. And, man, it rolled really well. Hit on frog number 5, and it takes 10 damage. You have many damaged frogs.
All right.
And we'll say 2 of those are pulled off of, when they're counterattacked, they're pulled off of the Hydra. So 2 frogs are...
Only one of those was on the Hydra. The first 3 had missed.
All right. Well, those 3 got bit. 1 of them got pulled off the Hydra. 3 are still latched on. It is grappled. It cannot move too much. We're done with frogs. XX Bloody Heart. You're hiding behind Tiburon. It's your turn.
Well, Tiburon left, so I'm just standing alone now. All right, here's what I want to do. I'm going to access my Burglars pack, and I want to use...
Burglar.
Gosh.
That's what it is. It's a Burglars pack, and I will get out the 5 candles that are inside.
Oh no!
I would like to set them up in a circle, and I would like to use a piece of chalk to draw a pentagram. And then I want to get on my knees in front of it, and I want to begin chanting, and I want to say, Ayumba, we summon you, great Nefejni. We need you now. You owe me one, bro. Nefejni, I summon you to come and fight for us. Great Nefejni, keeper of darkness, demon of all that is awesome.
And all that happened in 6 seconds.
Gravely's like, what are you doing?
Shortest prayer ever.
Well, I think that would take a while.
Drawing some pentagram? I mean, it's not fancy.
I'll give you that you can be, while you were hiding behind Tiburon and a lot was happening, working on that, sketching it out, lighting up the candles. So when he moves, you're already kind of like lighting the last few candles. You call to Nefejni. Nothing happens for just a moment, and then nothing happens still, but in your mind, you hear,
Oh, hey, what's up, bro?
Nefej, how are you?
Not bad. What's up with you? I'm kind of in the middle of something. You need something? Are you dead?
I'm not dead, but I need a huge favor, man.
Well, what's up?
Remember how we saved you from those cultists?
Yeah. It was like a day ago, right?
Yeah, it was. I gotta call in a favor.
Already?
I know. We're in a big jam here. There's like a Hydra. We need some help.
Oh, that's rock. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's so metal.
How's XX Minotaur?
He's not with me right now.
Oh,
but I
man.
bet if you come by, we can call him, and he'll come and hang out afterwards.
Okay, that'd be nice.
He'll come for the pizza party afterwards.
Well, listen, bro, you got a lot of cool stuff, and I'm kind of in the middle of something, so, you just do your thing right now, and let me call you back. I'll check in with you in a minute.
Call me back? There's a Hydra right here, Feji.
and then he's gone.
Wow.
All that happened very quickly.
Who would have
in
thought
your
a
mind.
demon could be so rude? I'm very disappointed. And thus concludes my turn.
I love Dungeons and Dragons. I love it so much.
You want to take like a cunning action? You can still have that.
Sure, I'll hide. I'll blow out all my candles and dump the wax out and kind of pack it all in. That'll be
That's
my
a
cunning
hazard.
action.
Do you want to take care of that?
Yeah, I don't want to get anybody burned on the wax.
Okay, don't use that turn to assassinate anything or anything, and that'll take us to Soot. So what do you have?
XX, you idiot, get out of the way. Soot is reaching into his component pouch, and he pulls out this small ball. He kind of takes a whiff of it, and he winces a little bit, and then he breaks it on his fingertips and rubs it kind of down his arm and extends his fingers and says, "Everybody in the water." And I'm going to hold my action until everybody is clear of the Hydra.
All right.
So once everybody is clear of the Hydra, like without like being right next to it, then I'm going to take my turn. Or then I'm going to, that would be my trigger.
Let's see. All right, so you're holding action, asking everybody to get in the water.
Or just, get away from that thing. Everybody get out! Get away from the Hydra, get in the water, just take cover.
Next up in the initiative is Droppov. At that point, crossbow bolts rain down, and we have a 16 to hit on the polar bear.
16 will hit.
12 damage, piercing.
Very bloody. Wait, and you said that was a crossbow bolt from the ceiling?
Yes.
Okay.
And then another bolt is going to rain down upon the sulky XX Bloody Heart. That's a 31 to hit.
Jeez.
What the
what? That will hit.
It does 8
Say
damage to you. Seems significantly less potent than his initial shots. XX Bloody Heart, just like you get hit by this bolt and expect it to be a lot worse, and then are able to kind of deduce that, like, well, you know he had that serpent's poison, and you, in your knowledge of poisons, know that that lasts for about 3 strikes, so he's probably out of that and is down to just regular attacks. Then I'm going to say, just for expediency and coolness, that like you all have the opportunity, unless anybody doesn't want to do that, you'll all have the opportunity, because you're kind of grouped together, to dive into the water and clear the way for Soot. So as those bolts come down, everybody dives out of the water, and Soot, it's back to you. It's just the Hydra dead center in front of you.
So this beam of red energy comes striking from my fingertips and hits the Hydra and explodes as I cast Fireball directly on the Hydra.
Yeah!
It takes 22 points of fire damage, and it should hit all of its heads. It can make a dex save.
11 for a dex save. Every head does seem to be on fire to some extent, so that it seems specifically flammable a little bit, whether the skin of this creature is rather oily or something, and one of its heads does just completely blow up like that other one did. So currently 4 heads on it, and all the 4 are flaming and smoking and smothering to some extent, and that was 22 damage to
22
it, right?
points of fire damage, yeah.
All right. And the 4 heads remaining definitely all roar and look distressed.
Okay.
That will bring us to Branch. Bear Branch. Bear Ranch.
Bear Ranch, the polar bear ranch, will attack the Hydra body. I'm going to attack the body of the Hydra.
Okay.
I'll start with a bite. 17 to hit.
Hit.
And that's 9 damage.
Okay.
Then for claws, critical hit.
Ooh.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
17.
It bites and claws quite with both of its bear claws. It reaches forward and slashes one of the heads from either side, and that just like severs another one of the necks. And that head, which is smoldering and burning a little bit, falls completely off. It now has 3 heads.
Roar.
Is that your bear turn?
That's the bear turn.
Do you like leap out of the water to like bite it and claw it at the same time? You are highly successful.
Did you say you did the bare minimum?
Yes, I would say that.
Bear with me. It is now Gravely's turn. Gravely, you are back a little ways. You have an aim on the Hydra, but you also have a better perception of these holes up there and where Droppov might be.
I don't like not being able to see him. Should I take out the Hydra or should I go after Droppov?
Roar. Points up.
Can I do a wisdom check with my hunter's mark, which is still on him, to try to sense where he might be?
Yep.
And a natural 20.
Yeah.
25.
Yeah, so glancing up through the different holes, you just see maybe a little like glint of maybe the reflection of Soot's fireball in his diadem, and you're pretty sure you see him just narrowly through one of the holes that you could take a shot at him.
All right, pew pew.
All right, roll him.
24 to hit.
Hit.
And another natural 20.
Jeez, man.
So that'll be 31
Yeah, okay.
to hit.
That's a hit and a crit.
So
What's their damage with Hunter's Mark?
19, I'll say fire damage. 24 points of fire damage.
Both of those arrows fly out. They're fiery arrows, so you get a illumination of him just at the moment that they hit him and kind of can hear him go, "Ugh, ugh," and he scrambles backwards out of sight.
And I'll yell out to everybody which hole he's in. He's on the one on the left.
So, I mean, you hit him there, and people would have seen you hit him there, but he seems to have scrambled off, so he's not necessarily in the same place he was before.
It's not just a hole with no exit.
Yeah, you definitely have the sense that the area above this chamber is connected, so he can scramble around to any of those.
Is this like whack-a-mole?
A fair bit, but upside down. Yeah, this whole campaign's been based on whack-a-mole. And other
We did it. We've uncovered his puzzle.
All right, so Hydra's turn. 3 heads, 3 attacks. Here we go. It's going to take a 1 attack at the bear. 19 attack on the bear. That's going to hit. Roll your Constitution save.
6, so I think that probably frogs disappear at that point.
Yes, so you are bit by one of the 3 remaining heads, and that breaks your concentration. You're so proud of your awesome bear decapitation move that you just did that you get hit, lose competition, and all the frogs disappeared. It is no longer grappled, and you will take 13 damage.
That's going to knock me out of bear form.
All right, and you pop back into branch form.
All right.
Another head is on its way to bite a frog, and then the frog disappears, so it pulls back and goes for Tiburon. That's going to be 23.
Ooh, that hits.
9 damage. Third head is going to reach for... It's going to go for Maya. 24.
Yeah, that's
And you'll take 9 damage. And that's the end of the Hydra's turn, and you see from its stumps these 2 little nubs of heads try to grow out of 2 of the smoldering stumps, and the fire overcomes them, and they like explode right away. It's getting very gooey and charred and gross, but it doesn't grow any new heads. The 3 remaining heads are still a little bit on fire from the fireball. Tiburon's turn.
I'm gonna go for the closest head to me, so whichever one attacked me.
Do it.
17?
Hit.
Oh yes, 12 damage. How's it looking?
It's looking very bad. I mean, it's missing... It's got 3 stumps hanging off of it, so that's not good. The remaining heads are on fire. That particular head is, pretty severed. You got a good shot into the neck, so it looks like if you kept wailing at it, you might be able to take it out this turn. That head, not the whole thing.
I'm gonna keep wailing on it. Let's go. Oh, 19.
Hit.
5.
Another shot at it. Doesn't quite take that head off. You have your offhand attack.
Let's go for that last shot. Oh, 7.
Oh. Lunges out of the way at the last second. Saves its head. That brings us to Maya.
So the Hydra's looking a little messed up, a little gooey.
The Hydra's looking very gooey and messed up.
I still can't see Droppov or where he's at, right?
You saw Gravely hit him, but you can't see where he is now.
Okay, I'm gonna focus my attention up there, and when or if I see his head pop out to take a shot, I'm gonna fairy fire him.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? It's a 20-foot cube. Would I be able to hit, like, assuming that he's, like...
Yeah, most likely if you
Ballpark it?
just, like, threw a fairy fire splash up there, you could hit him.
I want to do that, please. So he has to make a dex save.
He's pretty dexterous. 18.
Alright, well, that's my turn. And she's going to curse in French under her breath.
So various lights light up there, but so kind of everything lights up a little bit in violet hue, but it doesn't necessarily help you see drop off. Then it's the frog's turn, but the frogs don't exist anymore, so it's XX Bloody Heart's turn.
Rip frogs.
All right, let's switch the old short sword and stab and hack at that head.
Have you used your dagger at all? Do you have any sense of whether you used your poison daggers? Because you poisoned a
No.
dagger at some point, and you've been
I-
keeping it special.
Yes.
Okay.
I have been keeping it special. I'm not daggering yet.
It is locked and loaded, but you're going short sword on the thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes. On the big thing, I used the sword.
All right, you have allies within 5 feet of it, so you can charge up and use your sneak attack.
12 to hit.
Miss.
Well, that's it. I will disengage and hide.
It definitely, one of the heads tries to take a bite at you as an attack of opportunity, but as you disengage, you dodge out of the way and jump in the water, and you are hidden.
Okay.
It's back to Dropoff's turn, so now you're looking up there. I'm going to take some more shots. He is watching from above, and he's going to take a shot at you, XX Bloody Heart, at disadvantage, because you're hidden. That's a 14 to hit. Is that a hit?
Yep, that's my AC.
Oh my gosh. All right. You're going to take, terrible rolls. You're going to take 8 damage
Ooh,
from above.
good shot, bro. Nice one.
Thank you.
Professional respect.
And then he's also going to fire down back at Gravely.
Oh boy.
That's a 22.
That'll hit.
14 damage.
Ouch.
And he hides again, disappears. You're not sure where he is at. It's Branch's turn. Regular old Branch. What do you got?
All right. Well, first things first. Since I am little and they have mouths that could eat me, Branch is going to use his nimble something, his nimble escape, and disengage from Hydra and get as far away as possible. And then, since all my frogs are gone, but I still got spells, I'm going to conjure minor elementals,
Okay.
2 fire snakes.
You can summon 2 fire snakes.
All right.
What are you going to do with them?
Branch wants you to kill the big Hydra the snake thingy. And he points.
All right. So they'll go after your turn. Do you have anything else for Branch's turn?
Nope. Just like I said, getting out of the way as much as possible.
All right. I guess we'll roll some fire snake attacks.
Oh,
Tables
they
have
next?
turned.
All right.
Maya and Gravely and XX suddenly have flashbacks to the end of season 1 when the fire snakes are like, oh no!
The first one will bite. Automatic miss for the bite. Second one will bite. 13 to hit.
Miss.
Okay. Then they will swat with their tail. First one, 20 to hit.
Hey.
It has 3 attacks. All right. Hit.
No, there's 2 snakes.
Okay.
7 fire damage.
All right, so they're going to engage this thing and fight with these heads and get some fiery damage up onto the Hydra. But the Hydra heads are going to snap back as reactions.
Yep.
So one's going to have 18 to hit.
I will point out a creature that touches the snake or hits it with a melee attack takes 1d6 fire damage.
Oh man, this is complicated. All right, so it's going to do 9 damage, but it's also going to receive another 3 damage. Another head is going to attack another one, but it only does 12 to hit.
Oh, 12 to hit. That misses.
We'll say it still takes the fire damage, so that one gets singed for 2 fire damage.
Take that, Hydra.
2 of their 3 heads are on fire again. The third one is looks like it's going out, not currently actually on fire. And it is Gravely's turn.
All right. Can I do another perception check to try to see Dropoff?
Yeah.
Not as good as last time. 16.
That would be against, I don't think I even rolled last time because it was so high. Because you had a crit last time.
Yeah.
I think that's against a stealth roll for him. So pretty good stealth. You are not able to discern anything particular from eyeing that thing, but you could take a guess. There's 3 holes up there.
I can't see him right now, so I'm gonna go back to attacking the Hydra. Is there one head that's hurt more than the other?
There's 2 heads that are on fire, one that doesn't seem to be currently, so that might be a potential target. They're all pretty beat up.
I'll attack that head that's not hurt as much, I guess.
Okay.
24 and 30 to hit.
Well, those are gonna hit real good. Do some damage. I recommend fire.
Both of those will do 19 fire damage plus another 8 points of damage. to one head.
That head just like bursts into flames and explodes again. Now there's only 2 heads, and they're both on fire a little bit.
I'm gonna yell to XX Bloody Heart, and I'm gonna say, XX, can you get one of your rings up there where the holes are?
No, I'll see.
It is this Hydra thing's turn. It's only got 2 heads. It's looking real bad. Not real motivated, but it's gonna bite at XX Bloody Heart for 17 to hit.
Yep.
That'll be 11 damage.
Oof. Feeling bad.
And let's see, the other one, who's around? I don't even know. The other one will attack a fire snake. No, they're not going to do that because they just got burned. Also, it rolled a 1 anyway, so the other one don't attack anything. It tries to grow back some heads. It doesn't work. This Hydra is looking like it's in big trouble. It's Tiburon's turn.
All right, let's go for the finishing blow. 19.
Hit.
That is 12 damage.
Describe your victory over the Hydra. Just slay it.
Yes.
All right, I sort of swoop in under one of the heads and just go for like a straight stabbing motion right into the body with a berserkerish yell. Just a ah!
So you kind of like reach in, come up underneath it, and both your swords slash through it, and it falls to either side with you there in the middle, victorious. The Hydra is no more. It's very gooey and gross. There you are. Droppov still above. Do you want to do anything with the rest of your turn?
I guess just look up and point and make sure everyone knows he's up there. We gotta get up there.
Hello, Knights of the Roll Table. So this is our Season 3 finale. It's been a long time coming. It's been such an honor to be your DM for yet another season, and I am so glad to be done and take a break. So we have a lot of stuff on the way in between seasons for you. First up, we're going to be recording a wrap-up show where we recorded a little bit of wrap-up immediately after recording this episode. So we're going to release a wrap-up show that is partially the players and my immediate reactions, and then a second part that we're going to record in 2 days from the release of this episode. So it's going to release on a Tuesday. We're going to record on a Thursday. And if you have any questions or comments or want to be a part of that, we would love to have your input. So if you are listening to this on the release date or the day after, feel free to immediately after record your reaction or just send us an email or a message on Twitter @RolledTable or Instagram @RolledTable, or join our Discord server where you can chat with us. And if we get that in time, we will include it in the show. We would love to hear from you. So if you have any questions about the season, the players, things you want to see in the future, favorite moments that you've enjoyed in the past, we'd love to hear from you. Send that to us. And if it's not in time for the wrap-up episode, that's okay. Send them to us anyway, and we will answer them for you in whatever media you choose. So in terms of schedule, that wrap-up episode is going to be coming next. And then after that, I'm not sure which of these will drop as bonus episodes or regular bi-weekly episodes, but we also recorded a very fun one-shot with some awesome special guests. We recorded a one-shot that follows Jarek and Sarsa on their adventure to rescue Jarek's dad. And Jarek, my character's dad, is going to be in it, and it's going to be performed by my actual dad, Tad Stones, who is semi-famous in his own right. Just you can Google it. We also have 2 other special guests on that one shot, Chanel and Lenny. It's DM'd by Chris and co-DM'd by Matt, and it was a good time to record. So check that out. Don't miss it. We will have, potentially that might run us into a special Halloween episode, but eventually we're going to have Season 4. And if you want to know a little bit more about Season 4, including who's going to be DMing and where it might go, tune in for our wrap-up episode that will be posted next. So thank you for all that. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us. Follow Dungeon Heads for Chris's art, @Arcane Anthems for Weston's music. That's it for now. So take care of yourself, take care of each other, and make life an adventure. Alrighty, Maya, it's your turn.
So if he like pops his little head, I want to whack that mole and cast a hex and an Eldritch Blast.
All right, you can be locked and loaded with Hex and Eldritch Blast, XX Bloody Heart.
All right, time.
With your mini marvels of weird abilities, it's your turn.
All right, it's hoop time. I'm going to pull out the teleport hoops and, turn them on. and I'm gonna try and throw one up there where Gravely said. See if I can ring toss up there. What's the height that we're looking at here?
The lower holes are probably about 25 feet. The peak of the roof is maybe 30.
Oh boy. All right. Well, what would you like me to roll to try and make that shot?
You can make a dex check, like a acrobatics or athletics or whatever. Acrobatics.
Oh, okay. Sure, acrobatics. Oh, 23 with a natural 20.
Nice.
Yes.
So you fling it up there. It's got a good arc on it, good curve. It goes through the middle hole, and you're pretty sure it stays because it's not like a flat surface up there, so it could easily like slip down somewhere awkward, but you're pretty sure you've got it in just where you want it.
I will then step through. I'm going to put it down on the ground, and then I'm going to jump down into it.
All right. So you do so.
Wish me luck, guys.
And you pop through. You kind of tumble through upside down a little bit because you jump into your side.
Yeah.
The other one's facing upwards. So you have a quick gravity reversal, which you're a little bit prepared for because you've played with the hoops a little bit. So you know how to sort of wriggle your way into position. And you can see Droppov hunched by the hoop, the hole to your left, and not at all expecting you, but now he's looking at you. What do you want to do? What is this?
I say, oh, cut the distance stuff. Let's go mano-y-mano. And I'm going to drop my short sword. I'm going to pull out my my dagger and just see what he does.
You just want to like stare at him. You have the rest of your turn. What have you done? You've done just movement. You threw a thing.
I threw a thing. I don't know how much that counts as a bonus action. Or I don't know what that counts as for you.
Let's just make that your cunning action so you have something left to do. So you pull out your dagger. He's startled. I think he would probably, his immediate reaction that you kind of watch him do would be to kind of like stumble backwards and try to point the crossbow at you before you closed in range.
Okay, well then I'm going to throw my dagger at him then.
Ooh, okay. Roll that attack. You're pretty surprising, so I'm going to give you advantage on it.
25.
Oh, there we go.
Ooh.
Yep. Hit.
And that's my poisoned one. I say wrong move, and I throw when he's like, he brings up the crossbow. Then I say wrong move and throw it, and then it hits him.
So he's definitely feeling surprised. You also have the poison damage on it, so you're going to do dagger damage plus your 3d6 poison plus your sneak attack damage.
That'll be 24 damage.
24 damage. He looks very wounded by that. He takes that damage right in the gut, and he like looks at you and has a sense, like makes eye contact with you, and was just like, serpent's venom, very nice. And then he falls through that hole that he was standing at, kind of like lunges forward, not necessarily gracefully. And he falls right down. He was on one of the side holes, so he splashes down into the water, close to where Branch was. That will give Maya your view on him as he drops down.
Yay!
And then So will be next. So,
Cool. So
cast your Hex and your Eldritch Blasters.
So we'll do my Eldritch Blast first. That's 2 beams. So the first one is a 6. Oh, it's a fail. That's a 1. 15. Does a 15 hit?
15 does not hit.
Then neither of them hit.
All right. More than a cantrip next time. You can do it. You can do it. We got you, Maya. Come on. Set's turn.
Y'all are really overestimating how many spell slots I have. I have 1 left.
Soot is going to first say, XX bloody heart, you idiot. Oh, actually that worked. He's going to point out his finger, and this kind of sickly black beam of energy is going to shoot out from his finger. I'm going to use blindness on him. I'm going to say, the first thing that gets taken from you is your sight. He has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Coming up. 24.
Wow. He passes. That never works. Dang it. That's my turn.
Only on that child did it work.
Yeah, I know. The child and the captain who is on our side.
Yeah, you've used that very effectively. So, Droppov, what would that be to like not get blinded through Constitution?
Close the
He just like
just grits
shrugs
down.
it off. Yeah.
Yep, shrugs it off. So his vision kind of like, if from his point of view, his vision blurs a bit, but he kind of like bears down and focuses and refocuses and shrugs it off. It's his turn. still holding his crossbow. He kind of struggles back up to his feet, and he's going to take a shot at Soot for 17 to hit.
Misses.
Wow, impressive.
Yep. My AC is 18 because I'm a Dexy little piece of work.
Nice.
Nice. It's higher than me.
Yeah. Well, I have mage armor plus my Dex is +4.
Impressive. All right, and then he's going to take another shot at, let's say, Tiburon, who is all covered in Hydra guts, looking proud, and that's going to be 23.
Oof, it hits.
It's going to be 12 damage to Tiburon.
Oh, I'm looking real bad, guys.
And then he sort of charges towards you and says, as pleasant as this would be, I must say my goodbyes. Farewell, and let's call it a draw. And he's moving to jump down through the hole that the Hydra came out of. But Tiburon, you're close to there, so you can take an attack of opportunity as he goes.
With pleasure. All right, 21.
Hit.
Yeah.
That'll do 10 damage.
All right, so you get a chunk out of him as he passes by.
He doesn't happen to run by the snakes, does he?
He does avoid the fire snakes
Boo.
consciously, but couldn't get past Tiburon because Tiburon was like right over the escape hole there. So he gets past Tiburon and dives through there, and then it's Branch's turn.
Branch will look at everyone and go, what should Branch do? He's gone. How deep does this hole
Stop
look?
him! Oh, did he already jump down the hole?
Yeah, just barely.
Oh.
Yeah, well, so you got a hole. You don't have a vantage point on it from exactly where you are, but you did look in the hole before, and there's like another deck below, but then there's the throne fell through down to that deck and then crashed through it, so there's like another chamber under there, but there's also a hole out into open water.
And I don't know how fast I can make it to the hole, but if I run over there, would I see him and have an idea of which deck he's on now?
Yeah, I mean, if you run straight there, he would have used some of his movement to stand up, and so like if you run straight after him, you can probably see where he's at.
All right, let's do that.
So you see him there swimming, and it looks like he's not quite there yet, but he looks like he's swimming for that second hole to get out.
All right. I'm going to drop my concentration on the fire snakes, and I'm going to conjure some animals down by him then. Let's do 2 giant octopuses, octopi, whatever the plural of that is.
Okay. You get 2 of them, and they're giant?
Yep.
Isn't that what you were before? Is that the same thing as you were before?
Yep, but now there's 2 of them.
Dang. All right.
And Branch will say, get him, stop him, keep him from getting away. And he cast it down into the hole, so hopefully they're like right there on top of him. I have a range of 60 feet on that.
All right. There's 2 octopuses barring his escape route there that do get out in front of him. And if your turn's done, I guess it's their turn now.
Yep. All right. Giant octopus number 1 will attempt to
Throw him back up here.
I'm thinking about it. He'll go for an attack with his tentacles, which will probably miss because it was an 8.
Yes, that's just a regular attack. That's a miss.
Yep. And the other one, are we underwater right now, or is it shallow enough where it's not counting as underwater?
They are. You're not underwater, except there's water kind of on the sides, but this lower deck is submerged, so they're all underwater. He and the octopus are underwater.
I'll just attack. All right, 23 to hit.
Hit.
8 tentacle damage, bludgeoning damage, and DC 16 or else it's grappled. It actually says if the target is a creature, it is grappled. And then it says escape DC 16.
Yeah, we figured that out when it was you, so he gets his attempt to escape on his turn.
Right, so he stopped then.
All right, so he's stopped. He's grappled by an octopus, fairly damaged. And
good job.
It's Gravely's turn.
I'm gonna go up to the hole, look down.
All right, so when you poke your head over there and look down at him being held by this octopus, he said, wearing the diadem, he's like, okay, all right, I might be willing to negotiate again. Let's talk truce. You've got me. You've literally got me. So I'm very impressed, and especially that guy out there. The poison guy in the ceiling. That was How are you?
Game, respect, game. I see you, bro.
Gravely's turn.
Gravely looks at everybody else.
Soot puts his thumb to his throat and goes from left to right.
Maya?
He took one of ours.
I mean, I don't have an answer for you, Gravely. I don't like killing things, but well, if there was anyone worth taking...
I know you don't like killing things, Maya. And I look back at Droppov and I say, but sometimes I do. And I shoot at him twice.
All right, roll those attacks. You have advantage because he's grappled and also hunter's marked. I don't know. I'm pretty sure in this situation you've got advantage.
30.
Hit.
The second one is 18 then.
That'll hit. 2 attacks, 2 hunter's marks, and Colossus Slayer, I believe.
And I say, this is from Maya. 32 points of damage.
Describe your victory.
Yes.
One arrow goes into the chest, and the other arrow goes in his eye. Gross. Taking him out.
All right. He's taken out. There you are. There's a sudden calm. There's a sudden silence. XX Bloody Heart's up in the rafters. He's down below.
What's up there? Like some crates or something? Like let's rifle around a little bit.
Soot is going to walk up to the body of Droppov.
You're going to have to hop in the water or have the octopus throw him out.
Branch, can you get the octopuses to bring it up here?
Bring the dead human with his little pretty princess crown up here, please.
So an octopus tentacle reaches up and drop off on the wooden planks.
I'll take
Thank
Gravely will take the diadem off, put it in his bag of holding.
So it slips easily off his head and is in your bag.
What did you all say that thing did for him anyway?
It I think it conjures the oh shoot, we should probably call it off.
It also really brought that outfits, like it tied it together.
Well, I'll take it back out and Gravely will put it on.
Gravely, I wouldn't do that.
We've got to stop it.
You have no idea the types of magic that can possess you when you wear something with this caliber of power.
We have to stop it. We have to stop that
Then
thing.
give it to me. I know I've wronged you in the past, but this is what I do. I understand the arcane. I've spent as much of my life as I could trying to learn it.
All right, so
If anybody can control it, it's me.
you've been with us, you've helped us, and I trust you. And I think you've come around. I'm going to give this to you, but you've got to call off that big monster, okay? That's the only reason to put this on.
Of course, of course.
Branch is going to look at Soot and say, if you hurt Branch's island friend, Branch will hurt you.
Yeah, don't hurt that big dragon turtle thing.
Okay, okay. Give me the crown.
All right. Gravely will hand over the diadem to Soot.
And Soot will put it on.
That is a really nice color on you. It brings out your
It's
eyes.
quite nice, yes. It's very shiny.
Do I feel anything?
Guys, there's a crate of wine up here. I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to hand it through the portal.
Just use the portal, yeah.
So you don't particularly feel like a surge of power or anything. You can tell just with your kind of like sense for arcane things that this is definitely a powerful magical item and probably has any number of qualities. You have a sense that maybe it would not respond to you the exact same way it responded to Droppov, but you for sure feel like if you have a little time to figure out what this thing is, it's going to be of substantial benefit for the wearer.
So I'll take it back off and I'll cast Identify on it.
All right.
If it's not working right away, just give me a second. And my eyes, as I'm holding it, they kind of flash. And I'm not using a ritual. I'm actually casting the spell, using a spell slot, trying to get it done fast.
So if you want to look up something, it will give you the same powers as a Ring of Water Elemental command.
Okay.
But it is a pretty little crown instead.
Cool.
This diadem has 5 charges. It regains 1d4 plus 1 expended charges daily at dawn. Spell cast from the ring have a DC of 17. You can expend 2 of the ring's charges to cast Dominate Monster on a water elemental. In addition, you can stand on and walk across liquid surfaces as if they were solid ground. You can also speak
I
and
like that.
understand Aquan. You can breathe underwater and have a swimming speed equal to your walking speed. You can cast the following spells, expending the necessary number of charges. Create or destroy water for 1 charge, control water for 3 charges, ice storm for 2 charges, or wall of ice for 3 charges.
Jeez.
Water Elemental Command, a legendary item!
Dun, 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 dun.
Possessed by Soot.
I thought you said this was supposed to control the Leviathan. It doesn't do that.
Maybe they were just good friends. I don't know.
I can't call it off.
Maybe we can just go reason with it.
Well, let's head our way back out there. But
Never underestimate the power of a few kind words.
this is true. But before we do, Gravely's gonna loot the body of Captain Droppov.
Yo, I call dibs on that crossbow.
All right, you can have the crossbow. That's fine. But I'm also
Heck
looking for
yes.
anything to identify that we definitely he was taken out, to hold up to his followers and be like, "Hey, look at this."
Well, I think the crown would do that,
The
right?
Crown would do that, but
I mean, he has his coat, his boots, his cool stuff that you drew. He has his sword that definitely seems like a powerful, finely crafted sword, and the crossbow. He has a few coins and things like that. So you could take whatever you wish from him. But besides the sword and the crossbow and the legendary item, he doesn't have anything super substantial. But there's several things that are obviously his.
give XX the crossbow. Tiburon, you did magnificently against that Hydra, and I think you should have this. And I give him the sword.
Thank you.
You swish it around a little bit. It seems super cool.
Oh,
And impressively light. You feel like even though this is a slightly bigger weapon, you could probably continue to wield it with a sword in each hand.
I think he's done. Shall we make our way out?
Let's go end this conflict, huh?
Okay.
So you make your way back through the chambers. You pass through the mirror into Dropov's quarters. You can hear a loud ruckish of water and screeching and battling, but far off. Poke your way. You go back through. Looks like Bashir has hobbled his way up onto the deck because there's nobody in those lower quarters. You make your way up onto the surface of the Trident, and the Bastion has pulled up alongside the Trident. Both ships have taken a fair amount of cannon damage, but the Bastion is pulled up, and it looks like Honeymist and her crew have overtaken the Trident. The leftover sailors of the Trident are on their knees and secured, and Honeymist and Merkins and other sailors that Tiburon knows are in control of both ships. And off in the distance, you see the Leviathan and the giant turtle and the Phoenix are just in the midst of still battling with each other. And everybody is basically just like staring at this that's been presumably going on for quite a while. The Leviathan is still caught up on top of the turtle. You see it go up and down and around the turtle and all over the place. The turtle is snapping at it, tearing at it. Sindel the Phoenix is flying all around, and you see it. Its final move, the Sindel just sort of like plunges inside the Leviathan, and it just sort of like stops, and you see it just dissolve into water. Just a massive rain down on the turtle. The Leviathan isn't there. Sindel doesn't seem to be there. There's a turtle, and just as all this water rains down, eventually just the turtle is left, and the turtle itself starts to lower down and sink beneath the waves until in a few moments it's just clear skies as if nothing ever had been there. You're in calm seas, you have control of both ships, and Droppov is no more, nor is apparently the Leviathan. Soot, as you wear the diadem, you do have like a very strong like feel. You can like feel the sensation of the Leviathan as it's there. You can definitely feel this like very strong connection to it, almost like a psychic connection. And as it just like dissipates, you definitely feel the sudden absence of that connection.
Soot will keep that to himself.
as the calm goes down, and there's kind of like moments of just like astonishment from everybody around, and then a cheer goes up from all of Honeymist and her crew because they've won the day, and they see you, and they're very, very happy, and there you are.
Huzzah!
Captain Honeymist, well done.
Aye, I anticipate you're successful.
I gesture to the diadem on Soot's head.
Hello again.
Captain Dropoff is no more. I'm sorry you didn't get to have a hand in that, but we took him out.
Well, there's no one I'd rather have it be than you. And she eyes Soot, kind of looks him up and down, and says, will you be taking good care of that there bubble?
I think I'll find a very good use for it.
So she kind of like eyes you a little bit and then extends her hand out, her big hand, and says, I don't know why, but I'm in a good mood, and I think I'm willing to trust in the best of you, Soot.
That is so nice.
When things come down to it, you've done the right thing. You came back. You helped your friends. And even if you don't always know it, I think you'd do it again. And she extends her hand for a handshake. It's much bigger than yours.
Can I determine the intent of Honeymist?
Now you can roll insight for that, but
Basically, he's a little bit nervous that Honeymist is going to try and take the crown from him.
yeah, you're definitely suspicious, but you think that it is, it's your inner suspiciousness, and that for reasons that you may not fully understand from your perspective, you do think she's genuine in her gesture.
And then he'll extend his small kobold hand up and meet her much larger hand.
And she takes it gently and shakes firmly.
Captain to captain, because this ship is mine now.
All right. Oh, wait just a minute there. How you thinking the ship is yours?
Well, I wear the crown.
That's not
Right.
the crown of the Trident. I took this ship fair and square. You see that ship over there? Do you even know how to sail? You didn't even like water when I saw you earlier.
I've grown accustomed to it, I suppose. If you wanted another capable captain, I would be the one to choose. I mean, no offense to the rest of your crew there, but they're not the brightest lot. You've seen my smarts, you've seen my strategies. You and I could work really well together. I would like to join your fleet if possible.
My fleet?
Well, you have 2 ships now, don't you?
Oh, my fleet. Yeah. I could do all sorts of things with 2 ships.
I think you could.
You'll have to raise your own crew, not these lot.
Oh, I have ways of raising my own crew.
Honeymist and Soot enter into their own negotiations in hushed tones over the next amount of time. What other conversations do we want to happen?
Did anybody see what happened to a firewoman?
Yes, what happened to Sindel?
I have a feeling we'll be seeing Sindel again. If she's got really the power of the Phoenix, then she'll come back. She's much more powerful than I think any of us ever knew, even herself.
I hope she comes back. She is my friend.
Mine too, but I think she will. We just have to give it some time. And who knows, she might be older again.
I would love to meet old lady Sindel. We could do some knitting, maybe some crochet.
Well, I don't
doing
think she's
some
going to be that old, but...
Talk about our feelings.
Before we leave the ship and head to land, I'll mention to Soot and I'll say, well, if you're really going to stay on this ship, and I wish you the best of luck, and maybe we can count on you if we ever need help.
Well, I do have a lot of stuff to get done.
I know. I had a feeling.
But, of course, I mean, you gave me a chance when nobody else would. Thank you for showing me that people can be different than what I'm used to.
Well, thank you for helping me realize people can change.
I just want to hug you both. Group hug!
Mario!
Love you!
Very small. Okay.
The ships make their way. The Bastion's able to make its way. Soot and Honeymist continue to negotiate a little bit this possible deal, but over the next few hours, the Bastion's able to make its way into town and drop an anchor, and you're able to go back to camp and see people up there and say hello, let them know what happened, thank everybody for their help, and chat a little bit about what comes next. Tiburon, you're back with your crew and also this new group of people. Like, what do you feel like Tiburon is thinking about what he'll be doing? There's two possible ships to crew. Lots of paths open to Tiburon.
Are we on land or are we still on the ship?
You're currently back on land, putting the camp back together, letting people know it's safe. Coast is clear.
I mean, I think more than anything, Tiburon's very focused on sort of adventuring's nice, but my heart's with my crew, and it's time to whip them back into shape. They've been lollygagging too long while I've been gone.
And Tiburon, I trust you to keep an eye on Soot. I mean, I trust him, but, just in case.
Aye.
Thank you.
Bye, Tiburon.
It's been an honor fighting with you, Tiburon. You're truly a warrior of great power.
Aye, and an honor to fight with you. Y'all been quite impressive yourselves.
And Branch.
Yes.
You are suddenly not trapped on an island, back on the mainland. What might be the next steps for Branch?
Very good question. Being around people is going to make him extremely nervous. He's going to put up his hood and try to look as much like a halfling as possible, which is his usual MO when he gets around people. I imagine, I feel like he formed a pretty strong bond with Gravely in this little time as they spent together. I feel like he would try to stick around with him, at least bug him until the point where he got sent away.
So Branch definitely keeps close to his new friends, and for the most part, people don't seem to be too disturbed to the extent that now and then somebody can see that he's a goblin, but I think if anybody gives him any sort of like trouble or questionable glances, his companions, probably especially Maya, pipe right up and don't allow any of that.
Gravely will pull Maya aside and he'll say, Maya, do you think we have the ability to induct some of our new allies or into the thing?
Well, that I don't really recognize hierarchies in social institutions, so I don't see why not.
So while they chat about that, XX Bloody Heart, do you have any thoughts? You're also set on a new path. You've been working in the Feywild for a long, long time. Here you are, reunited with the material plane and some old friends.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's really anything on the agenda. Maybe just taking in revelry if there's any parties happening.
There's definitely a big party. End of Return of the Jedi style.
Yes.
Partying happening.
Exactly. Yeah, I think maybe just kind of living in that moment right now. And I think probably seeing what Gravely and Maya, want to do and try and, I think he sees that his path is now back with them.
The crossbow is super sweet.
Oh, yes.
It's definitely an object that takes a little bit of figuring out how it works, and you may have to kind of craft special bolts for it to work with the mechanisms to not move, to not disturb things too much. But it's basically a crossbow that works functionally more like a longbow in that you can reload multiple times. It'll reload itself multiple times quickly. Has a long range on it, and it's a +1 magical weapon.
Cool.
So that could be useful.
What about because didn't he wear leather pants? What happened with those? I don't need them to be magical.
Droppov's leather pants
or Droppov?
No, Droppov. Just thinking I could.
Well, you can't go back and take his leather pants at this point, but it might inspire some ideas. Are you thinking of leather pants for Maya or for XX Bloody Heart? Because either of them could rock them in very different ways.
I think she would probably make matching leather pants for both of them.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that'd be pretty good.
You get straight to work on that.
Yeah. Cool. Dope. Thank you. You have appeased me, DM. You may move along.
So as you're kind of like settling in and relaxing and thinking about the future, two of you get a strange sensation. Gravely and Maya both feel a gentle tingling on your forearm, which you both recognize. Nobody else would recognize. Both of you like look right down at your forearm like, what is that? And pull away anything that might be covering it. And to your eyes, and you can see it on each other, but nobody else can see it. Your mark of the realms is glowing.
What? What's happening?
And you kind of look around for, is anybody else acting weird? You don't see anybody. And then both of you hear inside your heads,
"This is a message to all knights of the realm. This is Sora McIntyre. It's my regret to inform you that I am now acting first knight through battlefield promotion. The previous first knight, Miriam Hearthspear, along with Donovan Hammersblood, her loyal second, have fallen on the battlefield, fighting bravely until the end. They were both true friends and mentors to myself and many of you. They will be deeply missed. But I'm afraid there's no time for mourning. The realms have come under attack from multiple forces across all fronts. Our reconnaissance is limited in many areas, but appears there have been a coordinated effort by multiple invasion forces to take power in all of the realms. We did not see this threat coming. The events in Oakhart and Marcatia in the past months appear to have been preliminary attacks to measure our response. We don't know the status on the ground in all of the realms, but we do know that many have already fallen. I fear this battle has already been lost. The United Federation of Realms, as we have known and defended it, is no more."
we see a series of scenes unfolding across the realms. We see Jarek Darkharbor and his father, Eric, fighting back-to-back on the Crescent Squall 3. Sarsa captains the helm with one hand as she calls down lightning with the other as a sea of enemies pour over the sides and onto the deck. We see the snowflakes in a far-off frozen land quietly ushering crying children and parents into the relative safety of the woods as a town burns in the distance. We see a ragtag band of Marcacian dwarves and Oakhart orcs holding pickaxes and other mining tools. Coach raises his warhammer held by a metal hand, and they all yell and charge towards a seemingly endless army rising up from the Underdark.
Wherever you are, seek safety and rally support. If you must go into hiding to protect family and friends, I understand, but I fear that safe respite will be hard to come by. For all the rest, do what we've always done. Protect the innocent, defend the good, and fight when necessary. I'm authorizing all knights in good standing to recruitment status. You know the tests. Each of you have passed them. If you bear witness to actions that meet our requirements, you are authorized to promote others to the knighthood. In the coming days, many will have the opportunity, and will need all the help we can get. I wish you well. You have my gratitude. I wish I could offer more. We'll need every resource we can summon for the resistance.